All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite, I call them profit levers or features that we've built into WebinarFuel, and it is the true closeout sequencing that you can do with the platform. So what a closeout is basically after you've run your webinar and you've run, emails that go back and tell people to watch the replay and so on and so forth, you can create urgency by closing down the offer. By saying, you know what, we're closing this offer down in X number of days, right? Putting that language, those countdown timers, and those elements across all of your marketing creates a little bit of urgency to get people to get off the fence and make a decision to purchase the product or offer that you were making them, right? And so what we did was we built in true deadline closeout sequencing all into our platform, and it's very easy to activate. When you go into your webinar room settings, you can go right here, there's a button that says closeout. You turn it on and you select the number of days that you want somebody to have access to the offer. So if we select 5 days, then essentially they'll have 5 days after they watch your live stream, after they attend your webinar, they'll have 5 days before the offer closes down for them, okay? And so you'll see that in any of the replays that go out, it'll put this little widget, right? That will say, the offer ends in X number of days. You can claim it now. You can also put additional text, and you can also put your purchase link in here. And then, of course, whenever it expires, okay, and they can no longer have access to it, you can put a different URL there. That way, if somebody comes back to your replay after the closeout date, you can redirect them to a page that says, we're sorry, this offer is no longer available, right? So it's a true closeout sequence. Now, just putting this widget on the replay that's overlaid that says we're closing down in X number of days is not something that I would consider a big needle mover, right? I mean, it's going to move the needle a little bit, but what you really need is to be able to market to and advertise to and remind people as you get closer to that closeout date. And that's where the power of WebinarFuel really comes in. When you go into our notifications and you look at people that, let's just say people that attended the webinar but did not purchase, you'll notice as we scroll down, we have something built in here that we start doing about right here, right? This email goes out 2 days before the closeout. WebinarFuel knows each and every individual, okay? And they know when that individual, when that specific registrant is supposed to close out. Everybody's closing out 5 days from whenever their webinar was, but everybody's on a different schedule, right? Because these are dynamic and they're automated. So what that means is because we have all the data and we know each registrant, when they registered, what session they were on, we know when their opportunity to purchase ends. We know when their closeout is. So we can set a trigger for you that allows you to send emails, SMSs, push notifications based on a certain amount of time before the closeout happens, okay? So you can see that in this particular case, we start sending emails 2 days before the closeout and we say, hey, you know what? This opportunity closes in 2 days. We send an SMS, then we send another email 1 day before the closeout, and then we send a push notification 22 hours before, and another email 12 hours before, and then you build that true urgency sequence at the end. We send notifications 12 hours before, 6 hours before, and 3 hours before the closeout. And it's sending it at precisely the right time. So when that email goes out, it's going to have, you can put countdown timers in the emails too. A lot of these emails will allow you to put, I don't know if we have any in this particular one, but you'll see when you go to edit any of your emails and you click on this, because you're in that sequence, you'll have this thing right here that says closeout countdown, and you can add a closeout countdown timer right to the email, right? So if somebody gets this email, they see a closeout countdown timer showing them, if this went out 6 hours before the closeout, then, and you can see that's an option here, before closeout, and we also have an after closeout option as well. But this goes out 6 hours before closeout. So now it's very easy for you to build this true closeout sequence here that builds all the urgency and helps you generate sales. It is not uncommon for me on some of our webinars to see sales come in on days where we've not even had a registrant. And it's because people are going through the closeout sequencing. And of course, it's building that urgency and people are purchasing. This is something that you can 100% do all inside of of our platform. You don't have to bolt anything on, attach anything, nothing. This is just helping you send more emails to people at the right time and building true urgency. And then guess what? Whenever, in this particular case, if somebody comes in after the closeout, it will redirect them to whatever URL you tell them to go to. So that means you can truly close this out. You can make it a legitimate closed offer for that person so they actually have that amount of time to purchase. So it's a very valuable feature. This is another one of those things we call profit levers. It's what's helping us to generate more sales off of the registrants that we get for our webinars. And that's what our entire goal. That's everything we focus on. So if you're not a part of our community, I'd like to invite you to take us up on a 14-day free trial. Look at all the features that we have in WebinarFuel and compare them to all the other platforms that do not have these features, right? We have an extensive notification feature here that will allow you to send every single type of email you could possibly think of, SMS and push notification. You can build true closeout sequences. There's just so many things you can do inside of WebinarFuel that you just simply can't do with other platforms. And that's why we want to give you a 14-day free trial to check it out. We want you to see that this actually works, right? And look at all these features and look at all these things that can help you generate more sales, help you take more people that register and get them on your webinar, and more of those people that get on actually make a purchase. So hopefully you see the value in the closeout sequencing. Check out the rest of our features on our website. You can see all the different profit levers we've built in, and we look forward to having you be a part of our community.